In today's video, I bought every single Airsoft YouTuber's products. I'm going to be giving each one a rating based on the unboxing experience, the overall quality, performance, and value to see which one is the best. We got everything from electric, gas, and HP airsoft guns, and even different products like an insane airsoft tracer that has a smoke effect, and a crazy expensive ghillie suit that blends in with its surroundings. Let's jump straight into the first product. Alright, so for the first box in today's video, we have one from Kicking Mustang. Very famous airsoft YouTuber, of course, one of the top dogs in the game. And he, of course, does a lot of airsoft sniping content. Some of the best on the platform. So what we're going to be doing first is seeing the unboxing experience and see how it actually looks. So this one, of course, it's pretty boring. Just comes in a cardboard box and yeah, in a baggie it looks like. So not the greatest start for this one. All right, so this is the Kicking Mustang concealment system, basically his own ghillie suit. This one I paid like almost $400 for, so definitely not cheap. But of course, the price is only relative to the actual value, so it could be a great deal. Obviously, it is a ghillie suit, so it doesn't need to necessarily come in some fancy box, but it just comes in a simple bag, so nothing crazy, but it does the job. It looks like further we do have a little bit of a bag it comes in as well, so that's even nicer. It has a really nice high quality logo right here with his name, the name of the system, and of course the size you got. Let's test it out and see what it actually looks like. Oh, interesting. The bag is actually a part of the ghillie suit. I did not expect that. That's pretty cool, actually. So far, I really like the quality of this thing. It feels definitely the nicest ghillie suit I've ever worn by far, but again, I'm not a huge ghillie suit connoisseur, so I wouldn't know. But so far, this does feel super high quality and very comfortable. The material seems very strong as well. Like if you're gonna get this like caught on a tree branch or something like this or a bush, it's not gonna like rip it and like, you know, kind of break easily. It seems like it's great quality, starting to justify definitely that crazy price. All right, to really get into our sniper mindset here, let's change into our ghillie suit. Nice, okay. We got our ghillie suit on. I actually think this thing's pretty comfortable despite it being pretty large, it looks like from the outside of things. It's not very itchy. It feels pretty lightweight. Obviously, it's not gonna be anything like a CQB loadout, but it actually feels pretty good. So obviously, I can't really test this like a normal airsoft gun or product, so I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different. I'm gonna be hiding from you guys. If you find me pretty quickly, then this probably is not a very good ghillie suit. Okay, that was just a test. Obviously, I'm not blending into wood. Let's do the real test now. So obviously something like that's probably gonna be pretty easy as it were a pretty different color than this stuff as well, but we're getting a little bit harder. Let's go to the second level. All right, hopefully that was a little bit harder that time. I'm slowly getting closer and closer to the green of this suit. And of course, the harder and harder it gets to spot the ghillie suit sniper, the worse it is for you, as they're probably gonna do a sneaky shot on you and you're gonna have no idea where they are. But the better and better you get at this skill set, I'm sure the better and better sniper you're gonna be. Obviously, this is my first time really doing this. Hopefully you guys don't see me easily every single time. But the dangerous part is, before you even know it, the sniper probably sees you before you see them. I can definitely see why people like Kicking Mustang definitely use this on their channel every single video. It makes you basically blend in with your surroundings easily, and I'm not even really good at this, obviously, and as you guys see, probably a couple of these you probably didn't even see where I was for a couple seconds. Let's now check out what I rated everything for this one. All right, the first up, the packaging and unboxing experience with this one. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little skeptical at first because you basically just get this thing in a bag, but I thought I would give it a 7.5 out of 10 just because I love how the ghillie suit goes into its own baggie itself, and he has this logo on the actual bag. I've only gotten the chance to maybe test like 2 or 3 or 4 ghillie suits in my life, and I haven't actually played with them. But for all these videos, I record at Tag Adventure Park in Hollister, California. If you want to play airsoft, definitely check them out. But for this field, obviously they have a lot of different types of plants and terrain that wasn't necessarily exactly perfect for our ghillie suit we used, but it still worked. And just from my testing, going into a whole bunch of like spiky bushes with like branches sticking out and a whole bunch of different like things that could get stuck on your skin and kind of hurt you, this protected me really well, and I would be actually really confident in using this in a game. Overall, I'm not a ghillie suit expert, but I was impressed, and that's why I'm gonna rate this a 10. It's probably, in my opinion, the best ghillie suit on the market for the airsoft industry in particular. I'm gonna have to give this one a 8.5 overall for value. I think it is amazing. It's definitely worth the money, but it is on the higher side for the price for ghillie suits. You can obviously get a lot more for cheaper, but overall, it's probably the best you can get. So the value is definitely at 8.5. Ever since Novritsch started to go full-time with his company and stop making regular airsoft sniping content, Silo has been the #1 most subscribed to airsoft channel with over 6 million, approaching 7 million subscribers. Absolutely amazing. He's had a store for quite some time, but he hasn't really had his own branded products too much that I've seen. So this is one of the first ones that's actually a branded Silo product. Of course, it is in cooperation with eShooter. I've heard great things about these tracers, and of course, it's awesome that it's branded by Silo and they did a collaboration. So the packaging so far is very sleek. It's a very nice little iPhone kind of style where it slides right off. A very high quality box. I really like the design for this one. It has a little bit more of information about the product right there, and then of course right when you open it, the instruction manual and then the actual product itself. This one is a smoke tracer, so of course these are getting really popular online the last year. So it comes with of course some oil. This is going to be for that smoke effect that you see, and it is actually branded by eShooter. And here's the actual product itself. The actual quality of this thing is pretty nice. It does have a pretty expensive price tag. I believe this is $120. It is a full metal outer casing, so it feels high quality. It has 8 different color options, and it has dynamic color mode, so you can be cycling between all the different colors. It can last 3 months after a full charge and has around 6 hours of working time. Pretty solid for a tracer unit. And it supports up to 50 rounds a second, which is quite hard to keep up with, so that's a very good tracer. And even has an app that you can actually connect with your phone to change all the settings. I really do like that they have an app for this thing. It makes it way easier to use, because sometimes with these type of tracers I've gotten before, it's just so hard to keep track of what setting you're on, and like you have to tap this thing 8 different times and tap this one like 14 different times to get to the mode you want. A app is definitely the way to go with something like this. So I guess kind of the first thing you need to do with this thing to operate it, obviously it has like a shake on system, so it looks like it is on, I believe. Yep, I could see a red light flashing. We're gonna go ahead and put the oil in this bad boy and then connect it to the app and do some cool settings with it. I'll show you guys all the stuff you could do. Here we go. Not sure how much to put. I think that's enough. Go ahead and screw that back on. You can, I think, adjust the settings with these 2 buttons right here, but I think the app is a little bit more clear what you're actually getting. We're actually going to use it on my airsoft gun, the W10 Widowmaker. I think this is a perfect airsoft gun to show it off. It has a crazy high RPS out of the box. So naturally, it'll test its strength with RPS with this tracer. All right, so we have to just connect it easily like that. We are all connected. We're using 0.25s, that works out. We're using some tracer BBs. Obviously, I waited till night because I thought it was perfect for this item. Had to wait until night. So let's go to tracer with flash, and then we'll just do single color, and we'll make it, I don't know, maybe orange, I guess? All right, here goes nothing. First time ever using one of these, so it's kind of exciting. So tracer mode definitely works. Oh, that's so sick. Dang, that's so cool. Haha, it's so cool. Now let's change it to dynamic color. So I think it changes the color every single time. It's kind of funny. I want to see what it looks like just as well as you guys. Oh, it's so cool. It's like, so every like couple seconds, I think the color changes. That's so cool. Check this out. Not sure what that looked like for you guys, but probably pretty cool, I'd imagine. Silo eShooter tracer unit that has a smoke effect, which I think is amazing. Overall, it's a 9 out of 10 for me. It is very great packaging. For the quality of the tracer itself, it is very great quality. It seems to be full metal. Obviously, it takes a lot of time for you to be able to use this to see if it's gonna hold up over time. So for me, it's not a perfect score. I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10. But for the effectiveness, value, and performance, I think overall this is worth the money. The only reason I'm knocking this down 0.5 and giving it a 9.5 out of 10 for value is the price. Obviously, it's on the higher side of the end for tracer units, so that's why I'm knocking it down a little bit, just because it's not like crazy good value, because you can get a lot of tracers for a lot cheaper. But again, it makes sense for the price. It is probably one of the best ones on the market. Next up, we have a big box from Novritsch himself. He has been absolutely killing the airsoft business game. He has a whole bunch of employees. I think at this point, probably like 100 different employees. They are absolutely killing it with the airsoft product game. It was awesome to see his journey and actually visit him in Austria to see his actual actual business. He is absolutely killing it, making some great airsoft guns. I want to make an announcement before actually going further into this one, and basically for all of them in the video, none of these YouTubers gave me any discounts. I paid for all these with my own money. No one gave me any of this stuff for free, so this is like my true opinion. I'm not going to be biased towards any of these, of course. So just wanted to give you guys a heads up in case you guys were curious if I got all this stuff for free, if I'm being paid for this stuff. I'm not being paid. I got all this stuff at full price, no discounts, and yeah, none of them sent it to me for free. None of them even knew I was making this video, so of course this is all my raw reaction. Okay, so the packaging, of course, it just comes in a box. This doesn't really count. We'll go ahead and go to the actual airsoft guns and judge it from that. I got 2 different airsoft guns from Novritsch. This is some of his newest additions. I just saw he came out with, I think, another AG and then a gas blowback M4, it looks like. But we're going to be unboxing his newest additions from his sniper class and his pistol class as well. You get a little Novritsch note right here. I think it gives you some instruction manuals and things like this. We'll go ahead and open that up and check it out. And in this little thing, you get some labels. If you got some sniper BBs, you can label which ones you have. You have some meme stickers as well, it looks like. Some other stickers right there. I think maybe a catalog of some of his products, it looks like. And some just like thank you notes from the order you got yourself. Very nice little packaging. I think this is a great thing to include, especially at the company level that they have. Why not include something like this? I think this is a really cool little thing to get. Let's first start out with the pistol, and then we'll go on to this crazy new HPA sniper rifle. I'm not sure if all of you saw that he released this, but it's pretty interesting. So of course we had to buy it and check it out for ourselves. This one is the SSP-28. Is their new half slide design. It's basically resembling like a Glock, and it's a full automatic gas blowback pistol. Pretty sweet if I say so myself. Gotta love a nice gas blowback pistol. So this is the whole unboxing experience. A very sleek design. It's all just black with their logos, of course, all throughout. Let's see how this unboxes. Oh, interesting. They haven't done this. I've seen in the past. It looks like they're doing this now. They have a magnetic little latch for the box. That is very high quality. I love that. And there it is in its box right there. Just kind of slides right on out of the box. There's a little manual right there. Pretty sweet. And here is the actual airsoft gun itself. So here's the magazine, the little Novritsch logo, and the SSP-28. This thing actually looks pretty sweet. I thought it was actually gonna be a little bit smaller, but it is pretty big actually. If you're comparing this with a Glock platform, for example, this is definitely one of the bigger Glocks you can get. Definitely way bigger than like a Glock 17, for example. It is a half slide design, so it should be really fast cycling. They claim up to 28 rounds a second. Maybe why they called it the SSP-28. All right, shooting test up next. Let's actually go with a little bit of a chronograph test. See how this thing is shooting out of the box. We're using 0.20 gram BBs, so let's test the FPS and the RPS. 324, 310, 320, 318, and 317.5. Really consistent, honestly, on the FPS. Pretty impressed so far. We were using green gas, 0.20s, and let's check the full auto. 18 that time. Looks like we're getting about 18 to 20 RPS. Of course, we got our 2 targets set up, one at about 60, 70 feet away from our initial standing point. Basically just gonna show headshot accuracy and the grouping size for the accuracy. And then of course we have a little bit of a longer target, about 150 feet away for our range testing. Quite windy today. Let's go ahead and see what we could do for the shooting test. Ooh. Not too shabby. I'd say about as straight as it gets for a pistol, not too bad. Let's now crank up the hop up a little bit with this easily to adjust hop up at the top. We just have to take a little Allen key that it comes with and adjust it to the clockwise direction, and it will adjust it upward. Easily able to hit 150 feet away. Honestly, I think this thing, if you really put some really heavy BBs in there, maybe like 4 6s, it would still easily be able to hop them with the style of hop up. And I'm guessing if we really try, we could probably hit easily 175 to 200 feet away with this pistol. Very impressive. All right, so now let's talk about the rankings and the actual score for the SSP-28. Let's go ahead and start with the packaging. This is a super nice, sleek packaging. Nothing really to complain about at all with this one. I think I would rate this a 9 out of 10. Super solid packaging. One of the best I've ever seen for an airsoft gun. And here we go for the quality. So this is a really expensive airsoft gun, so the quality definitely has to be really good. I didn't really see anything that was low quality. For example, you definitely get what you pay for. I think overall, you know, it didn't really impress me. I just think it's definitely worth the money you pay for it. So I think I'm gonna rate the overall quality on this one an 8.5. Still really solid. And the last category is effectiveness on the airsoft field, performance, and value. What did I score it with this one? I'm also going to match my same score as the quality. I'm going to rate this one a 8.5. I think it shoots amazing. The snappiness is incredible. Really, the only thing why I knocked it down to 1.5 on the rating is just because of the price. It is one of the most expensive pistols you could possibly buy on the market. Is it worth it? I'd say so. It's definitely worth the money, but is it a deal or value proposition? I don't think so. You definitely maybe get what you pay for, maybe a little bit premium on the price, but that's why I knocked it down 1.5 for the rating, and overall rated the value a 8.5. Alrighty, next up we have this guy. This is their brand new sniper rifle. It is HPA. Again, very similar packaging. It has a little carry handle right here to carry it. Has the picture of the actual airsoft gun itself. I'm not a huge fan that they didn't include the actual stock with the airsoft gun itself. You have to actually order that separately, and I think this was actually pretty expensive. I think it was like maybe $40-50 if I remember right. Here's the actual price on screen, but definitely would be nice to have a stock included. Maybe they're assuming that you already have a stock or something like this from their other airsoft guns, but who knows. So if you open this right here, here's a little guide right here, very nice. And there's the airsoft gun itself, a very simple packaging. Wow, first impressions, this thing actually feels way more high quality than it looks, to be honest. The full metal is very nice. The SSX-10 HPA Scout Rifle is an out-of-the-box HPA Airsoft Scout Rifle built for quiet long-range shots. Connect your line and tank, set your power through the regulator, and get into the game without swapping springs or unnecessary tinkering. The short stroke bolt is easy and lightweight to pull, and it makes follow-up shots super fast while keeping the replica compact, efficient, and satisfying to use. And of course, here's the stock right here. I do like how it actually is shaped like the stock. That's kind of cool. I really like that. Basically all you need, just the stock in there. Very simple, nothing crazy. You basically just take this one, take the bolts out, and then put this on the airsoft gun like that, put the bolts in, and you're ready to go. It's very simple, but it is a folding stock, so very nice. Really excited to test this one out. Probably the most excited of any of them in the video today. This is just a brand new concept. One little issue though. So the stock is obviously pretty cool. It actually folds, so it's easier to carry. So I put it in the gun bag to get it to the field, but I put it in the collapsed position. But the issue is you're supposed to lubricate the stock, which I did know, but I wasn't aware that it would get this bad. I closed it and it is binded to there. Trust me, I tried everything to get the stock actually open again, and there is no way it's going to be opened unless I pretty much break it. So I'm going to hold off on doing that, but just to know, I'm going to be holding the sniper like this with no stock in today's video, and that's my bad. We're going to be running 120 PSI through the chronograph. Let's see how this does with 0.20 BBs. 436 with 120 PSI. I believe this thing can go all the way to about 160 PSI. So I'm guessing with that rating, it could probably go up to 475, maybe even all the way to 500 FPS. Looks like we're getting about 440 FPS with these shots. So relatively pretty consistent FPS, can't complain too much about that. But now let's step it up a notch and use some 0.46 grams and see how this puppy does. Try 60 feet away. Very good shot, looks to be going straight to the target. Nice. This thing looks very nice and accurate. Let's try one at a little bit farther of a distance. Ooh, okay. Not too impressive with, of course, a sniper rifle 150 feet away, but more impressive that I have to basically use this thing with no stock. Wow, this thing is really good. Scoot back a little bit here, see what we could do. I have to go through this window to get a good angle. All right, probably approaching 200 feet now. There's a good shot. Nice. I mean, we are easily able to get targets at that 200 plus range. All right, so now let's go over the rating for the SSX-10. I'm gonna try to ignore, the best of my abilities, the stock that was basically like broken or like sealed shut, because that was probably my fault. Obviously, it shouldn't just seal shut after you shut it one time, even if you don't lubricate it. All right, so for the packaging and unboxing experience, I'm gonna have to rate it a 8. It's everything you want, it's very simple, but it doesn't really give you any unique features, or I wasn't really like wowed by the experience, of course, like that. It's just a solid 8, it's just exactly what you want. The quality for this thing, definitely want to rate this one high. It is very lightweight, but yet still has some good weight. It's not overly heavy for a sniper. All of these stuff seems really high quality, basically metal everywhere you touch. Nothing really to complain about the quality for this one, again, except for the stock. Overall, this thing just feels so high quality, but again, it was nothing that made me extremely surprised, so I can't give it a perfect score. I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10 for the quality. Now for the performance, effectiveness, and overview. I'm not an airsoft sniper. I'm not able to set these things up perfectly for long ranges, But I do have to say this is a very unique proposition with the HPA system. Obviously you can get HPA sniper rifles. If I was an airsoft sniper, I would definitely choose this one. Probably my favorite airsoft sniper I've shot. I think this thing is awesome. But again, I'm gonna have to give this thing a 8.5 overall. I think the main thing knocking this thing down is just the overall price, but it's definitely worth the money. It's very unique as well. You're paying for that and a new cool product. So I think it's definitely worth the money. Next up, we have a non-traditional airsoft YouTuber in this box, but I would probably still consider them a YouTuber at this point. This airsoft YouTuber has been all over the Airsoft GI YouTube for many years. He is referred to as Mayo, and he has his own unique pistol airsoft mystery box, as well as an accessory mystery box as well. And we also got a whole bunch of different parts here for a different airsoft YouTuber's airsoft gun as well to put on it. But in the meantime, we'll go ahead and unbox this one and show you guys the airsoft YouTuber's Mayo's products. He has a couple other mystery boxes that we've gotten on the channel before, but I thought we would do something more unique and do one that we haven't gotten before. So that's why we're going with the pistol mystery box and the accessory mystery box. The accessory mystery box comes in at about $45, and then the airsoft pistol mystery box comes in at $120, and of course you can get a whole bunch of different random pistols. There's only 120 boxes, and there's a few different really unique pistols that you can get in this lineup, but of course you have really low odds of getting the good one. So we'll see what we get. So this is the accessory mystery box it looks like in here. So curious to see what they have in this guy. See what it is. Oh, okay, looks like we have another e-shooter product, just like that Silo Entertainment one. It's the Flare Cube Mono, very awesome, very nice. It just basically looks like a black box, very simple, but of course it looks really, really nice on some airsoft pistols. Hopefully we can throw it on one in today's video. Now let's go to the pistol mystery box, and going past all of my other products here, let's see what we got. Looks like we got a Armory Armament R50i. Let's see what it looks like. I don't even know what this is. Whoa, that's a big ass pistol. This thing looks insane. Very large pistol. Nothing crazy to note here, pretty standard pistol. You do get the, of course, high cap magazine. Of course, this is probably built off of the, 5.1 platform. It looks like probably takes some Tokyo Marine parts if you want to exchange some stuff in there. But I'm really curious to see how this actually performs. I haven't shot too many Army armament products in quite some time. So let's see how it does. Okay, we're gonna be testing this guy out with 0.28 grams, 287, 280, 273, and 269. About just what I thought for a green gas pistol. Let's check out the accuracy in range now. Of course, this one's more for fun. The product itself is the mystery box, but of course, might as well test the airsoft gun while we have it. Let's check it out. No complaints at 60 feet, and definitely can shoot that far. I didn't really just hop up just being lazy here. Just wanted to test it out and just see how it is. For the price, you can't really complain. If you really like the looks, I can see why you would get one of these. Would I personally buy one? I think I would buy other things, to be honest, but it does shoot pretty decent. Trigger response is not bad. Just overall, worth the money, I would say. For the Mayo mystery boxes, I think the unboxing experience was a little bit lackluster, but it's really hard because it is a mystery box, so people don't usually do their unique patching with this one. When I did my own mystery box in my past, I had like custom stickers and patches and stuff like that was included to make the unboxing experience a little bit higher, but these didn't really have anything like that. And of course, as you guys saw, the mystery boxes themselves just came in a big order that I got, and then also just a normal like yellow envelope. So again, not crazy unboxing experience. I'd rate this a 5 out of 10. I've gotten mystery boxes from Airsoft GI before, and of course Mayo's products as well, and some of the other people on the team's special mystery boxes, and they all give you pretty much what you asked for. It's great quality, but I cannot rate it perfect, so I'm gonna knock it down to a 7.5 out of 10. So now for the performance, effectiveness, and value. Overall, we got a great pistol that's worth more than $120 for the Mayo pistol mystery box, and then of course for the accessory one, we got our value or more as well, so I'm gonna rate this a 8.5 for value. But next up in this box, we also have some other stuff that I want to show you, and that's gonna be some upgrades for the next YouTuber's airsoft gun, and that next YouTuber is me, Wag Entertainment. I came out with my airsoft gun at the beginning of this year. It is called the W10 Widowmaker. I've showed this thing off for a few months now, of course, ever since it released, but today we're gonna be doing something more unique to this one. We're gonna add some upgrades and see how it does. So this has a really strong Gen 4 Lancer tactical gearbox, of course, and honestly has a really high quality barrel hop-up nub and bucking in its stock, but we're gonna be spicing things up a little bit to see how it does. So we're gonna be adding a brushless motor to this in today's video, and and upgrading the barrel, bucking, and nub, just to see if it can perform just a little bit better. I got some pretty simple upgrades for the barrel and hop up, nothing insanely crazy, but for the motor, I went all out and got a Warhead Industries brushless motor. These are some of the first, if not the first, brushless motors in the industry, and these are very high quality. I think there's $170 per motor, and I am very excited to see how it does in our airsoft gun. This is probably one of the best upgrades you can do for this one. I think the stock motor is really solid and does really well, but if you want that, just that little bit extra, really insane performance, I would suggest getting a brushless motor for your W10. And what else we got is some products from Unicorn Airsoft. I actually haven't tested Unicorn Airsoft at all, but I've heard they're pretty hyped up right now, so I want to go ahead and see how the products do, just out of my own curiosity. And we also got a Unicorn Airsoft 310mm inner barrel as well. So let's go ahead, unbox all of this, put it all together, and test it out on the field. So let's now test this puppy with all of the upgrades, of course. Really excited to see how that's going to do. I'll just test the stock one versus the upgraded one real quick with the semi-mac, just to show you guys the difference. Just a little bit more snappy, but basically the same. Just out of curiosity, let's get the reading of the stock performance with the W10, and then we'll go on to the upgrade one just to see. 393, 393, 393, 390, 390, 391, and 388. Very consistent. Obviously, these are great out of the box. And the RPS, about 26 rounds a second on that burst. The chrono has been a little weird today, of course, so we're just kind of going to go with the chronograph numbers. Let's see if the brushless motor is any different. I actually might shoot lower RPS than the stock one. Let's see how it does. 364. 356, 358, 357, 353, 354, 355, and 354. So the RPS, only 23. But now for the main thing, let's go ahead and test the range and accuracy and see the difference with the stock one versus the upgraded one. Here's the stock one. Let's do a couple shots on the target, a little bit close. Obviously amazing groupings. Now let's try with 3 grams and see how the accuracy is a little bit further distance. Obviously able to get some pretty good groupings at 150 feet away, no issues. But what about with that Type 4 barrel and new hop-up bucking and nub? Yeah, it's pretty good. Brushless motor trigger response is amazing. And the accuracy is very solidly consistent. Let's try the further distance now. I mean, that just shoots so well. Let's try to shoot a little bit more back just for fun. Let's turn up the hop up a little bit. Obviously, barely even turn up the hop up whatsoever at all. And this thing is easily able to hop 3 grams. I think this thing could probably hop like 3.6 or 4.6 gram easily. Wow, easily able to hit like over 200 feet away. Not too bad. Overall, I'm someone that's a nerd about airsoft, so I love the little brushless motors and the little upgrades in this thing just to say I did it. And it does improve the accuracy just a little bit. So again, this is gonna be pretty obvious, but this is mine, so probably gonna be a little bit biased here. I'm gonna try my best not to, but again, I really believe in this product a lot. I'm not just saying that. So the score is gonna be probably pretty high with this one. So I think the unboxing is a great experience. The box itself is super sleek, and Lancer Tactical gives you a whole bunch of goodies in the box itself. Pretty much anything you could ask for comes in the box. You get obviously iron sights, a magazine as well that's really high quality, and instructions for the electronic unit, and basically everything you need to know about this one. But obviously a lot of the airsoft companies use a similar style of box where you actually take off the clips out the side and you pull it upward. It's a standard cardboard box. I just think it's designed really well, but of course it's not some extremely unique experience that no one else does. It's just a very high quality version of the one everyone else does. So I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. But I'm also gonna give the quality a high score as well. I think this thing is great quality, and obviously we saw in today's video you can upgrade this thing and it doesn't have any issues with like a brushless motor and full upgrades as well. There's not really much to complain about this one, but of course there's always something to improve upon, so I'm gonna give this one a 9 out of 10 for quality. In the last category, performance, value, and effectiveness. For the price point of this airsoft gun, there's nothing in the price category that competes with this one in my opinion. It takes upgrades really well, shoots amazing out of the box, it has awesome electronics that you can easily customize, and overall the Gen 4 gearboxes for the Lancer Tactical airsoft guns are super solid. Even the stock motor this comes with is great. There's really not much to complain. Even the stock barrel, hop up, nub, bucking, all that's really great. So again, it's going to be an insanely good value for the money for $365 at the full price. Obviously you can get these discounted sometimes, but at the full price, I truly think this is the best product at that price point for an electric AEG. So I don't know, obviously maybe you say I'm biased, maybe not, but it's a 10 out of 10 for me for value. This thing is incredible. And again, if I was not doing this as a job, but I didn't have to buy a whole bunch of airsoft guns all the time to entertain you guys, I'd probably just get this and call it a day. Again, if you guys want to pick these up, they are available at any authorized Lancer tactical dealers. I would super suggest this if you have the budget for about $365 for an airsoft gun. It is incredible. All right, so next up we have this one, and this one is from Valiant Airsoft. His channel has blown up in the last couple years, and he's been doing awesome with his videos, some very entertaining CQB content. Very cool to see his growth in the last couple years, and he has something really awesome in common with me. He has his own airsoft gun with the awesome company Lancer Tactical. Just like this, he has his own different models. But this, of course, is a little bit different than mine, so we'll go ahead and test it all out and see the differences. So of course, very similar packaging than mine. It has the exact same box on it, the Lancer Tactical box right here. This is going to be quite a similar experience, of course, than my airsoft gun to unbox. So here is the box right there, very simple in there. It comes with its own mid-cap magazine, some iron sights, and of course the airsoft gun itself. Here is his airsoft gun, really cool, of course. I really like the tan on this guy, and it's a little bit, of course, longer. I think this is a 16-inch barrel. And of course, you have his really cool logo laser engraved into the actual body right there. Super sweet. But of course, we came to play with this one. Let's go ahead and test this thing and see how it shoots.
395. 391, 392, 391, 397, 396, 394, and 397. Very consistent, of course. Let's check out the full auto. 25, 26, and 26. Pretty much the same performance as mine, very high quality, using these same internals. This one just has a little bit of different looks. Of course, has the Valiant logo on there and has a different rail and outer barrel and inner barrel length. Will that make the performance any different than mine? Let's check it out, actually. There's with 0.2 O's. Now let's turn it up with 0.3 O's. Of course, amazing accuracy and consistency. Let's check out the a little bit further range. Of course, shooting very good lasers to the target, 150 feet. Very great results. Let's see if we can shoot a little bit further, though. Great results at about 200 feet away. Of course, battling just a little bit of wind, but yeah, this thing definitely shoots amazing out of the box. Really nothing to complain about this one. Just a solid rifle.
I'm gonna be super honest, it's gonna be probably the same score exactly as what I rated mine. No surprise there. The unboxing experience is a 9 out of 10. I think the box itself looks amazing. The design is great. The experience is amazing as well. You get lots of goodies as well. And with the Valiant one, you get a really cool little playing card, which is really unique. I think that was awesome. He threw that in, and a sticker from him as well. And for the quality, it is a 9. Obviously, there's always something to improve. I would rate this a 10, but obviously it's just gonna sound biased, so I'm trying to knock a couple points down from something. But for the value, no surprise, it is a 10 out of 10 as well. This is amazing for the price point and is basically the same internals as mine as well. And you guys know how I feel about mine, so it's basically the same for Valiant's. All right, next up, this isn't really technically an airsoft YouTuber, for example, but this airsoft shop does have a huge airsoft channel. They've been making videos for a whole bunch of years now, and this product is kind of like a staple to the airsoft community in some way. This is the Evike box of awesomeness. This is the St. Patrick's edition. Of course, I'm definitely a little late on this one, so I thought I would include it just to show you guys. Ooh, looks like we have 2 airsoft guns. I paid $250 for this box, and we got a 6mm Pro Shop speed loader right there in a kind of a unique green color. We also have a little light up wristband from EMG. A lot of the local fields I actually play at require these when you play, so you just turn it on. Of course, it doesn't have any batteries, but you can actually see the different colors, which team you're actually playing on. Very handy. Okay, looks like we got a Colt pistol to start out things. This is from Cybergun. It is a Colt 1911. Let's check it out. Ooh, okay. Pretty looking airsoft gun right there. Beautiful little silver slide, looks super nice. This is a CO2 model as well, pretty sweet. This does actually feel pretty nice out of the box. Really curious to see how this performs. Sometimes this brand can have some finicky airsoft guns and sometimes they shoot really well, so really curious to see how this will do.
Let's check out the FPS first, just out of curiosity. We're using 0.28 grams, so that'll make it a little bit lower on the FPS side of things. 317, 321, and 313. Let's check out the accuracy now. This thing's got quite a heavy kickback. But the accuracy is definitely there. Let's see how it does at a little bit of a further distance out of the box. Not even hop-up adjusted whatsoever, just curious. There's a hit. There's a hit again. Really good accuracy. I didn't even adjust the hop-up whatsoever. We're using 2 8 grams. Can't really complain whatsoever. If you like CO2 pistols, like the looks of it, a full metal slide and a strong kickback, I think this thing's actually pretty cool. And up next, we have another airsoft gun. It looks like it comes with a little green bow right here to show you that is a St. Patrick's Day box. Let's see what we got in here. This is from F1 Firearms. It is also branded by EMG, so it's probably EMG internals with F1 Firearms externals. Pretty nice box, very thick cardboard. I like the design, very sleek. You guys will see this before I do. Let's see what we got. Whoa, look at this thing. This is insane looking. A super light green design. I love the F1 externals with the crazy skeleton upper and lower. You can basically see the entire gearbox through there. So cool. We also have a pretty sweet slide as well and a little amplifier at the end. This thing actually is pretty sweet. Very excited to see how this is going to perform. We actually got really lucky in this one. I only paid $250 for his box, and I think here's the actual total value got in the box. Pretty good, honestly. Definitely don't get that lucky with mystery boxes that often. Of course, I do have to note they probably knew it was me ordering and they might have rigged it, but who knows, I might have just gotten lucky too. But I just thought I would tell you guys that as well. Well, I'm really curious to see how it's going to perform in the field. Let's go ahead and test it out and see how it does. Check out the FPS. 317, 314, 315, 317, 316, and 318. Really consistent. We're using a 11.1 volt 15C battery. Ooh, that sounds so screechy. And the RPS looks like it's about 16, nothing crazy. Check it out at 60 feet away. The hop-up is so low. Even's got a old school hop-up, but the bolt does not lock back the dust cover, so it's kind of hard to adjust, but it is what it is. Wow, this is a stiff hop-up. Damn. I have to use a screwdriver for this. That is crazy hard. All right, that was a struggle. We got the hop-up working, though. Well, at least it works a little bit. Not my favorite airsoft gun I've ever shot, that's for sure. I like the body styles on these, and I really like the amplifier design, but the color is a little crazy, and I don't like the actual gearbox in here. Not my favorite. It's super screechy, like... That's just terrible. So for the box of awesomeness, let's start with the packaging and unboxing experience. Again, nothing unique here. It was pretty basic, but they did throw in a couple different things that made it definitely feel a little bit more St. Patrick's Day themed, like the green little ribbon on the box of the airsoft gun, and of course some like unique pins and stuff like that that made it special. So I'm gonna rate the packaging and unboxing experience a 7 out of 10. For the quality, it's a little hard with mystery boxes because it does depend on what you get in the actual quality of the airsoft guns in the box. So I'm just gonna be safe here and say a 7.5 out of 10 for the quality. Compared to our other mystery box, it's basically the same quality for this one because it's just kind of randomized, so it makes sense. So for the value, performance, and effectiveness, I definitely got my values worth for $250, but I'm a little bit worried about the internals with the AEG that was included. I'm a little bit worried that's not gonna last a long time, or it's not the best quality I've seen. So I'm gonna play a little safe and give it a 9 out of 10. Now, the moment you've all been waiting for, which airsoft product got the best rating? So this is gonna sound kind of bad, but of course, to no surprise, me and Valiant's airsoft gun have ranked the #1 spot in today's video with a 9.33 on average. I think they shoot amazing for the price point, and I cannot really ask for much more from these airsoft guns. They are amazing. But of course, I'm a little biased, so I understand if you believe that. But I truly think if you shoot one, you'll be surprised. Next up, for the second place, we have the Silo Tracer. I was really impressed with this thing. I think the price of it was just a little bit less, so it would definitely be perfect on the value. But overall, I'm kind of nitpicking here. It was an amazing product. I love the app, the smoke effect, all of the different settings you could do. It was a great product. For the third runner-up, we have another tie with the Novritsch SSP28 and the Kicking Mustang ghillie suit. Overall, these average a 8.67, and I really do like these products. Nothing really more to say. They're solid. Great products to buy if you're interested in that type of pistol or the ghillie suit. For the fourth place winner, we have the SSX10, and I think I was being nice here because of that stock definitely gave me some issues, but that you can consider maybe a separate product. But I definitely think the stock should have been included for free at that price point. Basically just the value. Of course, it's really expensive. It should have the stock included, so that's why I knocked it down a couple points there. But overall, a great product for if you're into sniping and have a HPA feature and a really cool little unique
unique bolt that not a lot of snipers have. In the 5th spot, we have the Box of Awesomeness Airsoft Mystery Box. Of course, mystery boxes are basically not guaranteed if you're gonna get a great quality, but I've ordered quite a few of these in the past and are always really great. The hard part is just actually getting them. They're really hard and they sell out really quickly, but it makes sense. I've always get my money's worth or more, so I can't complain. They are very good products, but of course, it's a mystery box, so you can't really choose. That's why it's knocked down a little bit. And for the last product in today's video, I want to be very transparent here. All of the products in today's video were very, very good. Just because this is the last, it doesn't mean that you shouldn't go buy it. The Mayo mystery boxes has an average of 6.83 out of 10, just mostly just because of the packaging just wasn't unique. But of course, it makes sense with mystery boxes because the margins aren't that high. So of course, it makes sense that they wouldn't have unique packaging. But again, it'd be cool if they threw in something unique to show that it was Mayo's boxes. And that does the video, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this one. Definitely one of my favorites to record. Obviously, not every single airsoft YouTuber has their own product or things that I could have really reviewed in this video, but overall, those were the main ones I saw for sale. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to subscribe and stay updated on the channel, here's the subscribe button right there. And if you want to watch another recommended video personally for you that YouTube thinks you would enjoy, and I know if you like this video, you're gonna like this one too, check it out right there. I'll catch you guys in the next one.